$4,270,513. Not bad for a school dropout with OCD. So the real number that I've produced for YouTube would be more or less equal to $8.6 million. Hey there guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. On this video we are going to give answers about the most asked question on this entire channel, and it's a personal one, but lucky for you I'm going to be as transparent as I can because I think this situation deserves it. Please remember that next Friday, 21st of March, I'm going to drop my first album ever, and it's entirely dedicated to you guys. So as soon as you see that thumbnail, please help me out, give it a go. Good, I promise you that. Now, this video is going to happen for one simple reason. By the end of each and every one of my videos, I always say the same thing. As you know, my videos don't make any money because they have copyright, so if you want to support the channel, maybe you can get some merch in exchange. That's how I pitch my merchandising by the end of every video. But saying those words apparently has raised one question. How much money do you make with your YouTube channel? And that is actually a very good question, and I feel no shame about this. But I feel talking only about YouTube is going to be very little, so I'm going to explain on detail how much I get paid for my work on TikTok, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. And trust me, considering that in terms of following, this is the biggest channel ever, you are not going to believe the answers. I'm going to use something that each and every one of you can use in order to calculate my income, and that is ChatGPT. That being said, let's tackle the Chinese giant TikTok. With over 50 million likes on that platform and way over 500 million views, how much money have I earned for those views on my TikTok account? You just have to ask ChatGPT if you are eligible for the content creator found on TikTok if you are in Spain, where I live, and you use copyrighted material. No, you cannot monetize TikTok videos in Spain or anywhere if they contain copyrighted music or content without permission. TikTok has a strict copyright policy, using copyright material without license, blah 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 blah. To put it in other words, zero. I haven't ever made a single cent for all my work on TikTok. Zero, and there is nothing to argue about that. It just cannot be done. So they get all your views, they place the ads on your content, they pay whoever they have to pay, if they finally pay them, because I got no idea if they do, and well, they sell a bunch of shit, they sell your data, and of course they make a lot of money. But no, if you are a music content creator, you cannot make any money on TikTok. By the way, by the end of the video I'm going to propose some solutions because I think we need to fight for our rights. And knowing that I'm one of the biggest music content creators, we need to fight together. And we do that with information and with solutions. But all in all, TikTok, hundreds of millions of views, millions of likes, total amount earned €0 in a lifetime. Cheers everyone! Which of course brings us to the second one, the platform where I have the most followers with 5.3 million and more than 800 million views over the lifetime of my account on Instagram. El Estepario Siberiano has earned the amount of, again, let's just ask ChatGPT. Can I monetize my Instagram videos if I'm in Spain and I use copyrighted material? No, you cannot monetize Instagram videos in Spain or anywhere if they contain copyrighted music. It's basically the same answer that we had with TikTok. So yeah, again, you're going to spend a lot of time, you're going to put in a lot of effort, and you're not going to get paid at all. Zero. I don't give a f. As long as your content has copyright, you are not able to make a single euro out of it. And again, it's not me. Ask the question, check it out. They get the views, they place the ads, they make billions of dollars in revenue, they keep the money. And we allow that because we're musicians. What can you do, right? Again, I'll give you solutions by the end of the video. But with that being said, total amount that I've earned with 5.3 million followers on Instagram during the whole lifetime of my channel, hundreds of millions of views later, equals to 0. Nice. But of course, that's a trap, because as you know, there's a good saying that goes, don't put all the eggs on the same basket. That takes us to the social media platform number 3, YouTube. And oh boy, am I strong on YouTube. Now, to understand how much money I made out of my YouTube channel and how I can afford to make a living by doing this, you need to understand 3 basic concepts. Number 1, how many views I have gotten during the lifetime of my YouTube channel. And the answer is right there. Roughly 1,150,000,000 views, give or take. Now, in order to know how much money I have made with my channel, the only thing we need to know is the concept number 2, what they call the RPM. How much does YouTube pay on a specific channel every 1,000 views? Now, that number changes depending on the country where you are, the language you speak, so each and every single channel is going to have a different number in here. Once you know that number, you can just multiply by the number of views on your YouTube channel, and then you will have the final number, which equals to how much money you made with that channel over your lifetime. And here is where we're going to crunch some numbers together. And you know what? F it, I'm going to do it with you on camera. Number of views: 1,141,848,602. Now we got to multiply that by the RPM, which, as you can see right there, on my specific case, on my channel, equals to $3.74 every 1,000 views. Since it's every 1,000 views, the first thing we need to do is take that 1,000, okay? So we divide by 1,000, the number loses 3 zeros, and then we can multiply that by 3.74. So we multiply that by 3.74. We just press equal. $4,270,513. Not bad for a school dropout with OCD. Now, I think it's very important for me to show you the exact same number because people actually do this, and I've seen people talking about my net worth using that data, because you can access to that data on websites like Social Blade, where they do this exact same operation and they multiply the views that a channel has by its RPM, and they end up with a precise number such as this. Brothers, that's actually not true, for 2 reasons. The first one, YouTube keeps 45% of the earnings. So the real number that I've produced for YouTube would be more or less equal to $8.6 million in profit for a platform that doesn't even have somebody I can talk to. Yay! But of course, the second thing that you would have to consider is that that number is a lie, because, well, I said it at the beginning, I said it on Instagram, and I said it on TikTok. Those laws do not apply because the content has copyright. So whenever you watch a video that uses music that has not been created by the creator of the video, you don't get any money. So no, of course I don't have more than $4 million on my bank account, despite all the videos of people online saying that I do. Actually, the amount of money that I make every month with YouTube, considering that basically a 1% of my videos are free for me to monetize them, would be that number right there. $4,885, roughly $5,000 a month. Which is not bad. It is a lot of money, I'll tell you that for nothing, especially on the country where I live. The truth is, that's not even the real number, because I happen to live in Spain, and we are known worldwide for massive taxes. So again, how much money do I make? Let's think about this number on YouTube as 5,000. 12 times 5,000 equals 60,000. How much money do I eventually keep for myself after taxes? That is the real question, my friend. Let's ask the boss. How much taxes do you have to pay if you live in Spain and you make $5,000 a month? For self-employed people, entrepreneurs, or however you want to call us, it depends. The more you make, the more you pay. Now, since I make more than 60,000 a year, technically I have to pay 45% tax on my earnings. So again, let's do the math. We make 60,000. We keep 33,000. Again, not bad. That would equal $2,750 a month. But again, that would not be true, because if you ask ChatGPT, in Spain, in order to work, if you are self-employed, you need to pay the government, my friend, $300 every month, which equals to $3,600 bucks a year. So out of those 33,000 a year, you need to take those 3,600. This is the final number, $29,400 a year, which would be $2,450 a month. But again, I'm in Europe, guys, it's euros. So 1 euro equals $0.96. I'm making 2,352 euros a month out of YouTube, after taxes, of course. There is a huge difference between having 4 million euros in the bank and making 2,000 bucks a month. And I need to explain those things and show the screenshots of taxes, income, this and that, how much YouTube takes, how much is the difference between the dollar and the euro, because people don't understand. And since they don't understand, they talk to you like you're some kind of messiah, like your life is so different. And truth is, right now I have the workload of one of the biggest music channels in the world, but I'm not getting paid like one of the biggest channels in the world. You get what I'm saying? Because the camera that I'm using to record this costs 3,000 bucks. Those lights that are making me look so beautiful are $500 each. Every time I need to book the studio and book a camera guy, I need to spend 500 bucks. And thank God I don't have to pay for drumsticks or cymbals, because I would myself. Let me be clear. I'm not doing this video to complain. I'm doing this video so that people can understand that the amount of work that you put in doesn't equal the amount of money that you are going to get if you are a music content creator. And your life is going to be a living hell, because all the things that you see cost money and the content does not produce it. And I really think that we need to talk about solutions now. I think the solutions for content creators like me come in two forms. We will not see it happen because we are bent over and people are supposed to us up. Obviously, we don't have the power to make it happen, but we can try. Solutions come in the form of bands and brands. When you have a channel like mine that has produced like over 1 billion views, the fact that I'm not getting the money doesn't mean that I'm not producing that money. I am actually producing that money, but it's not going into my hands, it's going into some other people's pockets. What I'm trying to say is that if you do the math with the data that I gave you at the beginning of the video, you can actually calculate how much money I have generated for different brands that I have been playing over the years. And more or less it's going to be 100k for each and every one of those bands. Now, of course, they deserve it. It's their fucking music. But I feel that in the future, maybe bands can help out music creators like me. Let me interview you. Let me do a review of your new album. Let me work out on something that's going to help you promote your music while I make a fucking living. Because truth is, this is not sustainable. But again, I don't think we will see that happen. So we need to move forward with the second solution that needs to happen. There is no other way around. This has to happen. Brands. Do you know the amount of money that it would take for a brand to get over 1 billion views? And I'm just talking about one platform, because if we put the three of them together, it's going to be over 2 billion, almost 3 billion views. Do you know the amount of money that it would take any brand to get those f***ing views? 500 million, 600 million, 700 million. Well, brands around all the content creator industries know that. If I was a fitness influencer, I would have 2 f***ing Lambos. If I was talking about stocks or crypto, I would have 3 Lambos. Because companies would pay me in order to use their exchanges, whatever, clothes, you name it. But truth is, when we're talking about music, it's basically impossible to find brands that are going to pay you to create content. And that's where we have a huge problem, because we are providing a value that we are not getting. And at some point, getting gear for free or whatever, it just, well, it doesn't make sense, because you are providing billions of views and you are getting, I don't know, a pedal. It doesn't seem fair to me. And I shouldn't be here saying this because a lot of people are going to be mad at me, but it is the truth. It is not fair and we need to change it. And God knows I'm trying to change it. Not in a very successful way, but well, I've tried, because I had this information, and now that I've talked about it, you have it too. So no, I am not rich. I am far from rich. The responsibilities of this work and keeping these channels alive, whether it's TikTok, Instagram or YouTube, far exceed the compensation that you are going to get. So if you are one of those people that asks me on Instagram, how can I be a better music content creator? Just don't. As long as you are expecting to make money with it, brother, don't. I do it, but I'm a Oh, what do I know about life? Only do this job if you want to create a space within your community where you can share the things you love. And if you do, make sure that you express all the companies that you are working with how much you need money, because you will not get any out of the content that you produce. And you deserve it, I deserve it, and all of the people that work on this new job that's emerging as a content creator deserve it. And you deserve to know the truth, and now you have it. So next time I say, please, if you want to support the channel, remember that I don't make any money, so if you want a shirt or a hat or whatever, keep it in mind. I'm just begging, because truth is, I make a living selling hats and selling shirts. Thank you so much for staying here with me, guys. I love you forever, and trust me when I say this, the only reason why I'm here and why I'm still pushing 3 channels alone on my shoulders is you. I love you to death, and I will do this until I die if I have the chance, just to share it with you, because you changed my life, and hopefully I can help you change yours. Thank you so much for your patience and for your attention. Stay safe, practice, take care, bye.